I believe it's the everyday change maker, people like you and me, who have the power to make real meaningful change one small step at a time. Hi, I'm Linda Mackey, and I'm a personal brand photographer and coach, helping entrepreneurs to breathe life into their image, passion, and purpose. And this is the Eloquent Entrepreneur podcast, where I chat with my clients and change makers alike from across Canada and beyond about the work they do, the stories that have shaped them, and the impact that they're making, all to inspire and motivate others to do the same. Because making a difference just starts with showing up, and these conversations remind us just how empowering that can be. So welcome to the show and enjoy. So today I'm speaking with Wendy S. Burton. She is the author of the award-winning book, Amy and the Angels. She's the founder of World Tree Technologies and someone who's lived more than one powerful calling in her lifetime. And I'm proud to say she's a client and a friend. And for 25 years or over 25 years, she's made a positive impact in the world through World Tree. And in this chapter of her life, she's stepping forward in a new way, sharing stories about angels, intuition, faith, and what it looks like to reinvent yourself with courage and trust. She's also launching a new podcast this March called Winging It with Wendy, Real People, Real Stories, Real Angels. So Wendy, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, Linda, thank you so much. And what a lovely introduction. Thank you so much. And I think this is so cool. Look at you here wearing an angel. I should have had an angel on too.
Well, it's funny because I was getting dressed this morning and I'm like, what should I wear? And then I'm like, well, it's Christmas. This is the Christmas episode. And then I thought, I'm going to pull out. I've never actually worn the sweater. So I think my angels were telling me to wear my my Scandinavian Christmas sweater. And then we just noticed that we had the little angel on there.
Yeah, I think that's lovely. I always have an angel on the top of my tree. I have angels all around.
Mm-hmm.
And so just to let you know, angels are there's a lot of different kinds of angels out there in the world.
Yeah, I was going to ask you because I've often heard it referred to as spirit guides.
Mm-hmm.
There's loved ones maybe that are influencing you. So I know that there's a difference.
Guardian angels.
Yeah. What are the different ones?
Guides. There's loved ones who've passed. I call mine, and the ones that I like to introduce people to, I call them my spiritual BFFs. Okay. And so, we all have guardian angels. They're the ones that are with us from birth on, and then there's the loved ones that have passed that are still around us and are constantly sending us signs and stuff like that. And then we do have I guess it's like a guardian angel that is with us at all times. I call mine just my angels. It can be my guardian angel. It could be a spirit guide. There's so many different angelic beings out there, and everybody has a different belief, a different connotation, what they all mean. I just like to tell people we have our angels, and they it can be your grandmother that's passed, that's still helping your guardian angel or your angel walk with you on this earth. And so that's what I believe.
So my burning question right now is, how did you come to be aware of angels? Like, how did you become aware that this is a thing?
Part of my life, in fact, I don't know how I would have gotten this far in my life if I actually didn't count on them. And I'm talking about on a daily basis. I keep my angels at all times. But if I look back on my life, I realized that I had them more than what I was paying attention to. It was like synchronicity, something happened, or it was a coincidence, or wow, but it was actually at a rather dark time in my life when I was a single mom, 2 boys, trying to make ends meet, had absolutely, I was struggling really bad. And quite often, I think when we do struggle, that's when we rage at the universe and we call God names and our angels names. We want an answer right freaking now. And I actually was at that lowest point in my life when my boys were living now with their dad in the next town. And they say it's because they like the hockey there better. But because they were both in hockey, but I think they knew they could see the struggle, and it was like, we don't want to be a burden to mom. They were at that young age that they knew the struggle. And I had promised that day that I would go visit them. And which I did every weekend. But we would go do lunch together. We would have a fun day after their hockey game. But all I had, Linda, was $5 to my name, like $5. And my car's on empty. I had spent the night before crying, trying to figure out how I can make it work, and got up in the morning and then still upset. And then all of a sudden, like, I'm sitting on the couch and I know I have to leave. I've got to take that $5 and go put gas in the car. That'll get me there and back. But maybe they've eaten already. But I just looked, and I went, you know what? That's it. It's not my problem. You guys up there need to figure this out, because I can't do it. So there was definitely a sense of calm. I think a brand new gas station opened right on the corner, and that allowed me to get there and not run out of gas. And I felt so embarrassed walking in, giving the attendant my $5 and asking if, like, I'm pump number 8, can I have $5, please? I felt kind of like I was humiliated because I didn't have the money. And then all of a sudden, she takes my money, and all of a sudden bells and whistles and I, what? And she goes, oh, congratulations, you're our 100th customer. She said, so we're going to fill up your tank with gas, and here's a coupon to go to Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I can get a family packet with the fries, the whole thing.
Wow.
And I'm like, can I like get that right now? And it was so like when your kids are little and you show up with Kentucky Fried Chicken, you're like the best mom ever. And it's like the 2-liter pop and the chocolate cake and the fries and gravy. It was the whole meal deal. And, and on the way there, I was like, somebody heard me.
Yeah.
This is not a coincidence. So it was that experience that I had the best day with the kids. But then on the way back, I was like, okay, I think you're there. So I'm going to start having conversations with you. And then I tested them. I asked for stuff, like really crazy stuff, that if they are really there, if I'm going to ask them for this and it shows up, it means they're listening. And that's what I started doing. And I started journaling it all and paying attention. And over the years now, I've taught other people how to communicate with their angels. So that's the story of how it all started.
That's so cool. And I think we've all kind of experienced that, but maybe we give it different explanations. It's the universe, it's this, it's that, it's I'm manifesting it. I mean, however you word it, it's
that's exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Some people say, oh yeah, some people say, but that's just the energy of the universe, and you're manifesting and absolutely, if that is what you want to call it, then by all means do. I personally have a sense or a feeling that it's angels. And the reason I'll say that is because I've had now too many experiences over my entire life of people sharing their stories. And so, like, for instance, a month ago, I had to go for, I'm not sure if it's a CAT scan or an MRI, but you go in the big machine, right? And everything, by the way, is totally is good. And James was the guy, and of course I told him I wrote this book called Amy and the Angels, and he goes, oh, do you believe in angels? Oh, absolutely. Do you, that conversation? And it's so funny because men more so than women, when you have a conversation about angels, this is what they do. When you ask, do you believe in angels? They look this way, and then they look that way, and then they go, I believe in angels. It's like men don't want, and I know I'm painting with the same brush. It was like, and that's what he did
Yeah.
in this room all by ourselves. He goes, I believe in angels. And I goes, oh, why do you believe in angels? And he goes, my mom passed 3 weeks ago. And he says, and she was nonverbal for several hours before she passed. But just before she passed, she opened her eyes and looked straight at me and said, James, I just met my guardian angel. So it's like that.
Interesting. Yeah.
Those are the stories that I get. So I'm calling them angels. And there's something comforting to me. It's like having a friend. That's why I call them my celestial BFFs or my spiritual BFFs, because it's like having a best friend with you forever.
Yeah, and you know that always have someone or something, angels, however you want to,
Exactly. Yeah.
looking after you and
Yeah.
watching your back. And
Yeah.
yeah, I
Going,
think that's a really
yeah,
healthy, positive way to look at your life, and that,
absolutely.
yeah,
And
when you
there's
focus on
this
the things you
comfort,
want.
there's this faith
Yeah,
and comfort in knowing that you're actually not alone.
yeah, that we're not
You're not.
alone. Yeah,
And so,
yeah.
and once you start getting proof of that you actually, and the evidence keeps showing up once you start going through that process. And in fact, after I wrote Amy and the Angels, my publisher actually asked if I would consider doing a chapter on how to meet your angels. It's called Angel Power. That's my chapter, but the book is called Beyond the Shift with Pamela Lynch. And so there's that chapter that explains it all.
In her book, not in
Yeah.
your book. Oh, in this other book.
I'm an author, like 13 authors.
Oh, I
And
see. Yeah.
so
Oh,
an
cool. Okay.
anthology, sorry, it's an anthology, 13 authors, and it's all different. One's on crystals, another one is on numerology, and mine is on angels.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll make
But
sure that's in the notes so people can
yeah,
go find that.
and actually one of the things that I'm going to start doing, as you mentioned in your introduction, I am going to be launching my own podcast. And that is one of the things that I want to be able to offer to my listeners is the ability to get the notes as well.
I mean, I'm glad we kind of clarified for the listeners, like,
Mhm.
what are our angels? How do they, how do we differentiate them
Mhm.
from our loved ones who passed on, or our
Mhm.
spirit guides? So let's talk about what your work is all about today and what you love most about what you do.
I'm still a director in and the co-chairman of the board on World Tree Technologies. So I'm very proud of that work where we're planting trees to offset our negative impact on the environment, to help stop the destruction of old growth forests, supplying the world with a natural renewable resource. But throughout that entire journey, I enlisted my angels for help all the time. So when I retired from World Tree, one of the things that I always wanted to do was write a book. Now, I started that book 33 years ago.
Oh, wow.
But I didn't know that I could actually be an author for a living. So after doing like 8 chapters, I put it away because I can't make a living at that.
Right.
And at least I was told I couldn't, and I believed them. Eventually, I launched World Tree, but then when I retired, it was actually my my oldest son, Curtis, who said, "Mom, now that you're retired, finish your book." And I was like, that's what.
Wow, I didn't realize you started that 25 years ago or whatever.
Yeah,
Was it, did you
33 years
30?
ago.
Oh, 33. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Okay. So
33
it's been
years.
in the works for a long
It's been in the
time.
works. And you know what I was
Yeah.
afraid of is that the book would have left the building. But it was interesting how as soon as I opened up that document and started working on it again, it was there. Everything. And so I just genuinely believe that with all what's going on in our world today, we need stories. We need uplifting energy and we need miracles. And that's what these things are, as miracles. So when I got to write Amy and the Angels, and I'm serious right now to tell you, I actually did not write Amy and the Angels. I actually just took dictation, because from Monday to Thursday, I sat at my computer and I typed away. And then on Friday, I would go in and edit and read it. And some of this stuff I hadn't even heard of.
Wow, yeah.
It was like just this
Something was channeling through you. Yeah, for
download. I'm like,
sure.
wow.
Yeah.
And I got to, so when I launched it, and there was so many miracles throughout that whole process. And even though the book is a fiction, it is still the story. It starts out about a little girl, named Amy. But it's how she utilizes angels throughout her life, through all the tumultuous up and down things that happen, which is very similar to my own life. And so there's lessons in there as well for all of us, even though it's fiction. It helps us take a look at it. So that's my passion now, is sharing angels with the world, and letting them know that we actually have somebody there supporting us.
Yeah, and I think that's really powerful and positive, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's kind of one of those things where you just know, it's like a knowing, or it's
Oh,
just a
yeah.
faith, it's a belief. I mean, I've had experiences, and I'm just I mean, I don't know if this is really angels, but I think it's related. I don't know, maybe it is. I don't know, but I had an experience.
Share.
Um I'll quickly share it, but my dad passed away in 2013.
Yeah.
And I had a massage with a girl. She's an amazing massage therapist, but she also speaks to spirits. But she basically told me a few things, or your dad's coming through and wants to
Yeah.
tell you how proud he is of you. And she said a few things, and I can't remember exactly what they were, but they were like
Oh, amazing.
things only I knew,
Yeah.
that how he felt about
Yeah.
me and the things I was doing in my life.
Yeah.
And that he had, I think it was something around like, he was really proud of what I was doing, that he had wished that he had done certain things in his life or whatever.
Aw.
But the strangest thing was, like, I mean, it was a great massage. You always
Yeah.
wake up, or not wake up, but you sit up and you're
Yeah.
all refreshed, like you just
Yes,
woke up.
of course.
Kind of
Yes,
thing.
of course.
And then I look in the mirror and I literally saw my dad's face in my
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Like, what is
Oh, I
that?
got goosies.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but
Yeah.
it was kind of comforting though, because I thought, okay,
Yeah.
I mean, I always know my dad loved me and everything, but it was kind of like a
Oh,
confirmation of sorts.
100%. And
Yeah.
they always, our loved ones that have passed are always sending us signs. You can actually start asking your dad, say, Dad, if that was really you, and think of something that's just between you two. And whether
Yeah.
that is, a butterfly, make it like um, a purple butterfly on a bicycle. Show me that picture,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you'll be shocked when it shows up. And because that's the type of thing that I teach people, they are signs, and they are constantly communicating with us. And even our animals communicate with us.
Oh yeah, very much
Yeah,
so. Yeah. Yeah.
there's so many things. There's so many things out there in the universe that we can ask our angels to provide for us, that we don't even know how much we could tap into it. And that's what I want to do. That's my mission now, is to let people know that there's a way. They're right there beside us at all times. And if we just start
Yeah.
to utilize them more, we'll realize, wow, that's cool. That's very
Yeah. Well, especially when you, I mean, everything's energy, right? So when I think
exactly.
about the animal thing, like I actually read the other day that cats,
Hmm.
when you're sad, you actually emit some kind of energetic, I don't know, maybe it's chemical, I don't know,
Hmm.
but they know and they
Yeah.
come to you, and that's why they, come to you and comfort you,
Oh, absolutely.
when
Dogs
you're,
do the same thing.
dogs, and yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
there's something there for
Oh,
sure.
yeah. They tap into our energy.
I know that it takes a certain type of person
Hmm.
that would be drawn to your work, or you have to have a certain mindset or perspective on the world. Like, who do you feel is most drawn to your work? Like, who would be your ideal reader, listener? And then how do you feel your work impacts the world or people in people's lives?
Definitely, I would have to say women are more open.
Mm.
Maybe, it's, we're the mothers of the earth. And so we're more open to that female mother energy. And because we have miracles that are created, with life. So, but I can honestly say that there's so many men out there that I've started to talk to. So my goal is to get men having those conversations just as much as women, and to make the conversation okay. Because there's this energy, oh, it's woo woo. And, it's sometimes people have a sense of, if you believe in angels or if you believe in that, you're maybe not all there,
Yeah. Well, the same can be, I mean, could ruffle some feathers, but the same could be said about religion. If you believe in,
Oh, absolutely.
okay, well, it's unseen. Why wouldn't
Yeah,
you believe in angels or guardian spirit
exactly.
guides?
And it's so important that I want to differentiate, because this isn't anything about religion. This has
Yeah.
nothing to do about being a Buddhist or a Christian or a monk
Yeah.
or a nun or whatever. It
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
single
I'm
one.
glad you brought that up because I was
Yeah.
curious about that, but I
Yeah.
wasn't sure.
This isn't a
Yeah.
religious conversation. This is strictly a spiritual soul. We all have souls. Whatever religion you are, you've got a soul. And your soul, it is a divine being that does have the ability to talk to your angel. You've got somebody there,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. And the soul has been proven to be a real thing
Exactly.
scientifically. Yeah.
Right?
So you can't argue with
You
we
can't
everyone has a
fight
soul.
science. Yeah.
Every animals have souls.
Yeah.
Every living thing has a soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what? Who who out there is my target audience? Humanity, the world.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really genuinely isn't. I talk to my grandkids. My sons from that moment forward knew that I talked about angels and asked for signs. In fact, I'll never forget the story when my boys were in school and they stayed late after school to watch a basketball game that ran into like 17 innings or something. So when they got out of school, it was dark. So they had called their dad to say, could he come and get them because they were scared to walk home? And he goes, no, you made the decision to stay. So now you guys can walk home and you'll be fine. But I had always told them that if you want proof that your angels are there when you're walking home, just ask them to turn out the streetlights. And we used to play that game all the time on the way to hockey to see how many angels are with us. And the
Oh,
streetlights
cool.
went out like this all the time. So
Yeah. Yeah.
they had actually called me when they got home and they said, Mom, guess what? We were so scared to walk home, and we had to walk home the part of town where it's like dark and scary and there's just a few street lights. And we asked our angels if they were there, and the lights went out. We were so excited. And I'm thinking there would be
Oh,
adults out there that if you were walking and it's dark at night and the street light went out, you'd be freaked right out.
oh yeah, totally. So your boys, I mean, are they totally on board and with the belief and
Absolutely.
everything? Yeah.
Yeah. There's
I'm
many
sure they
times.
have their own stories.
Yeah.
Well, in addition to
Oh,
the street lights.
oh my goodness, they have shared stories with me and they're also teaching that to their grandchildren. So
Mm.
when I was writing Amy and the Angels, or their children, my grandchildren, sorry. So when I was writing Amy and the Angels, when Caden and Carter would stay overnight, I would read them passages as I was, writing the book. And it was actually my grandson Carter that actually named the book because I had a totally different name for it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then right in the middle of reading it to them, Carter said, Nanny, can I ask you a question? Because I said, sure. He goes, I think you should change the name of the book. I was like, well, okay. What do you think it should be? He goes, I really feel strongly that it should be called Amy and the Angels. And I just got goosebumps all over, and I'm getting them again right now. I was like, yes,
I
That,
just got them too.
yeah, like that's what
Oh
it's
my
about
gosh.
to be.
What was the book called before?
Ready Boots. The reason it was called Ready Boots is because at the beginning of the book, she listens to that Nancy Sinatra song, Ready Boots Start Walking. And I
Okay.
have always had little red boots. Little,
I remember those from your photo shoot.
I have my red boots. And so I thought,
Yeah.
we're walking in, that's our evidence. There's something there that has us there to
Yeah.
lead us
Yeah.
to where we are at in our life. So to me, it was honoring my little red rubber boots.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Well, he
Yeah.
obviously had some kind of message or insight or, like, I
Yeah.
mean, that just is,
Yeah. And
it's so
I
cool.
love the idea that even in conversation, that people are, once you share stories, they start opening up and they start remembering, just like James did at the hospital. I'm Amy and the Angels right now. I'm in the studio and I'm turning it into an audio book. You can get it, on Amazon. You can get it on
Mm,
Kindle. And now I'm doing the audio book, and
yeah.
Jonathan does not believe in angels. And
Oh, right.
until all the way through the book,
That's
he
so
was getting
funny.
doozies and was like, oh my.
Mm.
And he had said to me, he said, you wouldn't believe what I said to my son the other night, who's like 5 years old. He asked for something. And I said to him, well, maybe you need to ask your angels. And he goes, I can't believe that came out of my mouth. So I said, yeah. And
Oh,
by the time we're done, he's thinking that this might be real now.
yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Well,
Close
see,
to
that's, getting back to the impact. I think that
that is
whether you,
impact.
sure, there's all these stories and, proof and everything, but ultimately we don't have concrete evidence per se, but at the
Mhm.
same time,
Mhm.
um, from what I'm hearing, like it's positive, it's impact,
Well,
it's
that is the impact.
um vulnerability, tapping into your vulnerability, and tapping into manifesting positive things in your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
How would you say, like, let's talk more about the impact, because this is, obviously this is work that inspires you,
Mhm.
it's inspired you for 30 odd years.
Mhm.
It's impacted your life, it's
Mhm.
impacted, let's talk about the impact it's
The
made
the
on
impact,
people. Yeah.
it starts um like one person at a time, sharing
Mm-hmm.
and sharing and then sharing, someone else shares, and then
Mm-hmm.
by sharing, Linda, it allows
Mm-hmm.
the other person to share their story. And
Exactly,
then
yeah.
that
And
person,
that's what vulnerability is,
and
right?
that's what it is.
Yeah,
It gives everybody permission
right.
to
Yeah.
be vulnerable and share a story. There's one of the ladies that was my beta readers, totally didn't want to be at first because she didn't believe in angels, but her
Yeah.
son fell from a 4-story building
Yeah.
and didn't, and like, she goes, you know what? After reading your book, I now know that I had an angel there that broke his
Mm-hmm.
fall. So
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that's the impact. That's the impact. It's sharing all of these stories. That's why doing this podcast of winging it, we go through life thinking we're winging it. And
Exactly. Yeah.
we're not winging it. And I also believe that even though, we can say there's no concrete evidence, I beg to differ.
Yeah.
I beg to differ. There is concrete
Yeah.
evidence because
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
we do ask for those signs.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was just playing devil's advocate, but like, I
Yeah.
mean, when you start, when people are opened up to this and they read your book but even when people talk amongst themselves,
Mhm.
you always hear that, like, um, as an analogy, people tell their ghost stories, right? Once
Yes. Yeah.
somebody tells their ghost story, oh my God, I had this experience, and oh
Yeah.
my gosh, right?
Yeah.
So once all the, you can really, even I had a story, like that was my guardian angel or my,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
it just comes up, right? Because if you start thinking, oh yeah, that I had this experience and I
Yeah.
can't explain it,
Yeah. Do
you know?
there is, I literally have thousands of stories,
Yeah,
literally just chatting with somebody at coffee and
yeah,
then they all of a sudden remember something really weird that happened that they,
exactly. Yeah,
and then they go, Does that mean I have angels too? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because they don't know
They don't
what
know.
it could possibly be. And it's like, oh, well, that could be an explanation for that because
Yeah.
I don't know,
There's
you know?
this really, I shared this when I was given my award in Arizona
Oh,
when
yeah, tell us about your award.
yeah, so which is just like again, such a gift from my angels to win in the drama romance category for Amy and the Angels, the International Impact Book Award. And I walked up on stage. Now I'm someone, by the way, who has stage fright, horrible stage fright.
Mm.
And
Wow, I wouldn't have thought that.
oh, I'm the one who prays for death the night before. Okay,
Oh, okay.
that's
Well,
how
you
bad it
certainly don't give that impression, in,
is. You know
to me
what?
or anyone.
Once the mic comes on, my angels take over.
Yeah,
You know, and
exactly.
so
Yeah.
it's some very famous people in the world have stage fright, but they agree once they get up on stage, it goes away. But it's that getting there. So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
always would have my notes, and I made sure that I knew what I was going to say, and I had rehearsed it, and you know all of
Mm.
this stuff. But walking up on stage to get that award, I changed as I walked to the microphone. Never happened before. And I used to have to do it a lot with World Tree, you know, do presentations to large groups of people. And all of a sudden I just decided I'm going to say something different. And
Mm.
I shared a story which Jan Arden, I believe, it's in her book, who's
Mm.
a Canadian musician and
Mm-hmm.
funny lady. And she shares
Mm-hmm.
this story in her book. And it's about this. And this is what I said to the audience. And after I said it, when I later you mingle, every person I talked to came up to me and said, wow, that really hit home. And that was this story. This person dies, goes to heaven or whatever you want
Mm-hmm.
to call it.
Yeah.
And his angel is there. His guardian angel, his spirit guide is there and said, wow, I'm so excited you're here. Can't wait to show you your forever home. Let me walk you through. Come with me. And they go into this great big room and it is like to the rafters, presents everywhere, ribbons and bows. And it's just this like wonderland of presents. And they walk all the way through and they get to the other side and the angel opens the door and said, we're going this way. And the guy goes, oh, just wait a second. What is this room? Like, who owns all these presents? Like, what is this? And his guardian angel
Mm.
looks at him and says, those were all the gifts you never asked me for. And that's what I wanted
Mm.
people to know, that you actually
Mm.
have someone with you right now that wants you to ask, what is it that you want? What would you like?
Mm-hmm.
What do you need help with? Tell me and I'll go get it for you. Like that is
Yeah.
literally, that's what the message I want to get across.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that when I hear you say that, it makes me think of that saying, you get what you ask for.
Yeah.
And you do. You
Ask and it
genuinely
shall
do. And
receive.
is that
Yeah.
angels? Is that,
Yeah.
you know?
You know, and there's so many people out there that have a calling in the world, you know, where they don't know what
Mm-hmm.
to do. How
Mm-hmm.
do they, you know, follow their passion? Because I'm following my passion, and the reason I'm
Mm-hmm.
following my passion is because my angels kept putting people in my path, just like they put you in my path. For you
Mm-hmm.
to say, oh, I've got somebody who could help you do a
Exactly.
podcast. Really? Okay. You know, like just pay attention to those things, sit with yourself and go, what is it I
Mm-hmm.
would love to do in this world? This is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then ask your angels for help and just watch the magic. Watch the
Mm-hmm.
miracles. It's the coolest thing ever. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And I'm just thinking like how I can relate to what you're saying because
Mhm.
when you do ask yourself or ask the universe or whatever, like the answers do come. So,
Mhm.
you could do that with anything in your life. Okay, like you and I, for example, like,
Mhm.
we met for a reason, and we're interconnected now
Yes,
for other reasons besides the podcast
yes,
and the
yes,
and
yes,
the photo shoot and everything. But
yeah.
yeah, it's all very interesting. It's just making me, my wheels are turning
Well, and you know what?
around that. But like,
Thank you for that, because that is
yeah.
exactly it, is that when you share your story,
Hmm.
everybody's wheels start turning. We
Yeah.
immediately go, oh my goodness, you know what? That happened. And I bet you the reason that happened, which is even why
Hmm.
so many times now when I am even delayed in
Hmm.
I don't get upset anymore
Exactly.
about it. I don't go, oh,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. Yeah.
I was like, you know what? My angels right now are looking out for me. So something else is going on, and I'm just
Yeah.
be okay with it. And quite often I usually find out later that there was this accident, that happened
Mm.
minutes up ahead. But if I'd have pushed the envelope, I would have been there. So
Hmm.
I'm constantly walking around going, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
exactly.
And it's
Well,
so
and I think
important.
they also protect us from situations, danger, even people. I feel like, how you kind of go, oh, I'm not friends with that person anymore. This happened. And, I
Yeah.
mean, I've had a lot of, ups and downs in my life over well, we all have
Yeah.
anyway. Who am I kidding? But,
Hmm.
you kind of go, okay, that was something protecting me
Oh,
and keeping me on my path. Does that make sense?
100%. In fact, in Amy
Um,
and the Angels,
yeah.
there is a danger. And,
Yes.
Amy has her two angels, Tilly and George. And you get to see behind the scenes. She's living her life, but you get to see, and there's that's why it's a drama as well. You get to
Hmm.
see how behind the scenes they actually pull so many strings to put this person in place to make sure that person doesn't get to you.
Yeah, it's like an orchestration,
It's
really, isn't
such,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
In the book, I call it a blueprint. That was downloaded.
Mm.
That's my blueprint. We all have our blueprint,
Hmm.
the connections and the interconnections and the people that are going to cross our path, the ones that are
Hmm.
to our life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, you know,
Yeah.
and all of those, it's a dance. And I just love that I get to dance with my angels. And I think we all need to start dancing with our angels. And that's how we're going to make a more positive impact in the world, is to start sharing our belief with angels in our stories.
Hmm.
Stories that make a difference.
Exactly. Well, I can clearly see that. I mean, you don't need any, and you're constantly being motivated and inspired on a daily basis.
Mhm.
Just because it's part of your life, and it's you like you said, it's like you see the evidence.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
it's so much
um,
fun. Like,
yeah, it's so much
it's
fun.
fun.
Yeah. So, if we were to share something with the readers, like, I mean, what would you recommend in terms of daily practices or habits that can help?
I would like to say is for everybody listening here today to sit with themselves and say, I would like to meet you, my angel. What is your name? And then sit and listen. A name is going to pop into your mind right now. I'm going to tell you right now, it will happen. Our souls know all the answers. And
Hmm.
it could say,
Yeah.
I'm Mary, well, Tilly downloaded. Who knew that there was an angel named Tilly, right?
Oh,
So,
right. Yeah.
right. So, but just listen to that name, and it could be your sister's name, or a brother, or a child. Um, that is your angel right there.
Mm,
And then say,
interesting. Yeah.
now I'm going to ask you for three things, and take your time. Think of the
Hmm.
craziest things that you're going to need and want. I uh, I asked for three things that were so outlandish that the only way that I knew that I had an angel there walking with me, doing my bidding, was if these three things showed up. And the reason you have to ask for three things, because the first thing, you're going to think it's a coincidence.
Mm,
The second thing, you're going to go, oh, but once you get that third thing, there you go. And then after
hmm.
that, then asking, you actually, and it's big. And They can be big things. It can be little things. And your world will change. I'm telling you right now, everybody here, your world will change. So
Yeah.
that's what I want you to do.
Well, that's great. That's a great way to start. And then, it just becomes part of your thought process. And,
It does.
you know,
It becomes part of your life.
yeah.
It's exciting when you ask for stuff like that and it just keeps showing up. You get to live larger in life with a
Mhm.
calm presence, knowing that you've got somebody there.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I've probably intuitively done that.
Mhm.
Because I do believe in spirit guides and angels and all that. And
Yeah,
but I used to kind of be that kind of person who would always be looking outside of myself for answers.
right.
And then once I started, and well, I won't say my age, but I'm
I was gonna say,
older.
but it comes with age. It does.
Yeah. But for the most part of my life, I would always be like, what do you think I should do? Or what do you think I should do? And then I just kind of, I don't know, it's like something clicked. I don't know. I just
Mhm.
started to tap more into my
Yeah,
asking the universe, asking my angels, tapping into because you mentioned trusting your intuition. I think it's so
yeah,
powerful, right?
yeah. I
That
don't
we
know who
all need to
said
do
it.
that.
I don't know who said it, but when the student
Mm,
is ready, the teacher will appear.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
whoever is listening to this today out there, then this is your
Yeah,
notification that you're
exactly. And
ready.
yeah.
Yeah,
And when you ask those questions, it's like somebody's listening, your soul, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe, like whatever you want to call it.
yeah.
But when you ask that question to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um,
Oh, it's,
somebody's listening. You don't need to go to
yeah,
X, Y, and
yeah,
Z people to
yeah.
find out or get
And
those things.
it's interesting because I've asked people to do that, and then they come back and they'll go,
Mm,
well, I got Sandra, like the first name that popped in my head, so it can't be Sandra.
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Why not? Why not?
And if that's the first thing that popped into your head, it's really cool. You got to try it. You just, the first
Yeah.
thing that pops into your head in that quiet, still moment, to sit there, close your eyes, ask to be introduced, and what is your name? A name is going to pop
Hmm.
into your head. And just don't second
Exactly.
guess it. That is who it is. And then now you just get to go, Sandra, can you actually, I would like a Santa hat that's purple to show up, whatever that is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, you mentioned that before. Like just put it out there, see what
Yeah.
happens,
Yeah.
ask the questions you
And
want to
then
ask.
the
And
other thing is if
yeah.
when you ask, let's just look at it this way. And I'll use Amazon. When you order something through Amazon, you order it that
Hmm.
and you have full faith it's showing up because you ordered it. You asked for it, right? And then you
Hmm.
wait for the delivery. You're excited that it's on its way. You don't go to
Yeah.
Amazon the next day and order it again because you don't believe it's not showing up, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you have to believe that you're getting it
so you've got to
too.
believe and you've got to be
Yeah.
excited. Like, I want you to go, I wonder where it's going to show up. Like, and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
be really thrilled. And when it does show up, then you can go, oh, and don't forget to say thank you.
Yeah.
You get a
There you
gift
go.
like that.
Yeah,
Thank
gratitude is
you,
so
thank you,
powerful.
thank you
Yeah.
3 times. Thank you, thank you,
So
thank you.
powerful.
And when you say
Yeah.
thank you, your angels go, okay, she, he's got it. What else do you want?
Yeah,
No?
exactly. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Mhm.
Wow, this has been a really enlightening conversation, and you were known for decades as the tree lady.
It-
So, what did it take to step into this new identity, what you now call the angel lady?
yeah. Well, I will have to say the tree lady, um, I didn't call myself that, but when you're um, in your zone, in your lane with
Yeah,
what you're doing, my calling was
yeah.
World Tree Technologies. It was the Empress tree, fastest growing, amazing hardwood tree in the world. Um, I would go to events and they
Hmm.
go, oh, you're the tree lady. You're the tree lady. Nobody ever
Yeah, yeah,
remembered my name, but I was the tree
yeah.
lady. I would be called up on stage. The tree lady is here. So it's just what it was. And
Yeah.
so once I left being the tree lady and I wrote Amy and the Angels, I'm going, and they go, "Oh, you're the angel lady." So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
actually did.
Yeah.
You know what? I love that people know me now as the angel lady.
Yeah. Well,
I
you can't help but embody that now
can't
because
help it. Like,
it's
so
part of your
I
existence.
I genuinely did not choose it. I think my
Yeah.
angels helped it be chosen for me so that I could
Mm-hmm.
embody that for other people. That's what people go, "Oh, you're the angel lady." Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely, yeah.
Well, we did a photo shoot together, and I want to chat about that briefly because I know that this was kind of, we did the photo shoot kind of prior to the launch of your book, and it
Yes.
was for the purposes of your book, for the, and your website, of course.
Yes. It was
And
amazing.
you said that you wanted people to look at your photo, see your book, and think, I want to read the story that this person wrote.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I get that. Why
Yes.
was that so important to you when you were thinking about getting your photos done and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The book is highly personal to me because
Mm-hmm.
even though it's fiction, a lot of Amy's story is my story.
Yes, of
No,
course. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. I
it's
know.
that's where a lot of the experiences came from. And looking
Yeah.
back on my life, I could see that I actually did have angels,
Mm-hmm.
which is so when you have people pick up a book, like in the back cover is a picture. And I said to you that it was important to me that I was wearing my red rubber boots because Amy throughout her life has her red rubber boots. And
Mm-hmm.
even for me, our family moved like 37 times by the time I was 15 years old. But for some reason, when my boots were at the front door, that was home to me. And so I said, I want a
Mm-hmm.
picture of me wearing my red rubber boots. And
Yeah. And we got it.
it's my offering to the world. So when they look at this, they were like, "Why is she wearing boots? I need to read this. There's something going on there." And it was such
Mm-hmm.
a fun event to do with you, to have you take these pictures and capture what I wanted. I particularly love the one that you did with me in my blue
Oh, the hood.
with the hood. I got
Yeah.
so
Oh,
many
yeah. That's
compliments
so
on that
cute.
one. And I love
Yeah, that
fuzzy
was a
and
great one.
tactile.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So
Yeah, we
that was
had so
so
much
fun.
fun.
And I actually think I think the last event that I was at, I won $100 to do a new shoot. So I'm looking forward to us getting together and doing something together again.
Oh, right. Oh my gosh.
Maybe
Thanks
we
for
could do,
reminding me.
yeah, and so we
Yay.
can do pictures for the podcast. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
know
going to be.
the book. I want to be able to one day have Amy and the Angels be a movie. Every time
Mm,
anybody reads Amy and the Angels, there's two things that they say to me. First is, "This has got to, tell me you're writing a sequel." And
oh,
then,
yeah, that'd be such a great movie. I would totally watch it.
yeah, and then the second is, "Tell me this is going to be a movie."
Yeah, yeah.
So that is my future. What I want is to have Amy and the Angels be a movie, because I think a lot of people will walk away feeling uplifted and realizing that, that was her life. That could be my life too. And
Yeah.
then, of course, I want Winging It with Wendy, my podcast, to be a success. So that is another launch pad for someone to look at it and go, "I like what she's saying. I'd love to read her book." Because there's obviously going to be other books.
Exactly. So, speaking of your podcast, I mean, we know the book and the movie. I mean, obviously, it's meant to help people share their stories and feel
Hmm.
inspired and, you
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
believe in the power of, their own angels and spirit, like that
Yeah.
when they put things out in a positive way, that it does come back to you,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. And Winging It, we came up with that, um, is, well, it's the winging it, the angels, the meaning there, of
Hmm.
course. And, but we do go through life thinking we're winging it. And so when we start sharing, so the podcast is going to be, first, I'm going to share a lot of my stories.
Yes.
And then I would like us to then, I'm going to invite, the listeners to email me, share your stories. I want to start sharing other people's stories. And
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, and then to be able then to have guests on the show, that had these amazing, profound awakenings, to say,
Yeah.
oh my God, I didn't believe in angels till this happened and that happened. And I think the more we share our stories, the more other people will start sharing stories, and it becomes a movement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So is it fair to say that's kind of, I mean, like when you think ahead in 5 years, like how do you want to sort of be known, or what kind of legacy do you want to leave for the
Well,
work that you're
but I
doing?
was the angel lady.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
my legacy will always be inside of World Tree, and to be able to, plant trees to offset our negative impact on the environment. So I'm blessed that that's, and we have more than one calling on the planet,
Oh, of
right?
course.
And
Yeah,
so the
yeah,
fact that
yeah.
I get to now be this, and that I was able to even, you know what, Linda, if I open just a few eyes or a few hearts and souls, that there are angels and it made a difference in their lives. I know there's so many people out there going through difficult times, and it's just, they need an angel. And so if I could be someone who's, that because they listen to my podcast, so 5 years from now, I hope I'm still doing this. I hope I get
Exactly.
to,
Yeah.
have a larger, bigger platform to let
Yeah.
people know that, Winging It with Wendy was a positive podcast, and people are listening to it, and they're asking their angels to make their lives better.
Well, and that ties in really well with the question I always ask every guest is, like the inspiration, the stories, the questions we ask ourselves, like it really does tie in really well with, how do you want to make a difference in the world,
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to give advice to somebody about, I mean, obviously, I think you would say, start with
Well,
asking,
this is the same thing I've said all along. Ask your angels.
ask your angels, right? But can you, like, if you were to tell somebody, okay, well, I want to do something, but I don't know what to do. I want to make a difference in the world. Like, what would you say to that person?
Okay. Again, I would say to that person, when you're sitting there with your angel, and you now know your angel's name, and you can say, what is it I'm supposed to do? Tell me. I'm
What's
going
my
to tell you
purpose?
right now, it's going to pop into your head. And it may be you want to be a movie star. It may be I want to go work in a soup kitchen. And you may be shocked. But then just sit
Yeah,
with it. Your soul knows what your calling is. Even if you,
yeah, I can't agree more. Yeah, I think
yeah,
it's,
even if you
yeah,
don't, and then just listen to it and then go, okay, I'm supposed to do that. Okay, well, show me a sign,
yeah,
and then the signs
yeah.
will show up. That's what I would say do.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I don't know if it's what would it happen. Like, I mean, I think the thing that means the most to me would come in the world. Like what I value most would come to me
Yeah.
when I ask that question. But I mean, it can be anything though, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes,
Yeah.
the
And
answers are maybe not what
sometimes
you
it's even,
expect.
yeah. And sometimes it's like crazy, it's like, you're a stay-at-home mom with 2 kids, and okay, what am I supposed to be? And all of a sudden it says fireman, be a fireman. It's like, what? Well, that would be really cool. Maybe that's
Exactly.
what I'm supposed to do,
Oh my
and
gosh.
all of a sudden,
Yeah.
so you meet somebody who goes, oh, I'm a fireman and we're actually taking new applications. And we'd love to have a female firefighter.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a sign. That's a sign.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like, I mean, the important thing is to ask the question and be open to whatever
And
comes.
that's so good. Be open.
Yeah, be
Be
open.
open. Just be open. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. And we're going to share the links to where people, like your website, and where people can buy the book. And
Yes. You.
you'll be announcing your podcast and where people
Yes.
listen to it.
Yeah.
Winging It with Wendy.
Yeah.
And
You guys should follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to be posting the videos and more stuff as.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping it's March.
Yes.
That's the goal.
That'll be exciting.
That's what I put out there to my angels and to Barry.
Yes. So exciting. Yeah. And we'll probably share the podcast again.
Yeah.
More little promotions so that people will listen to this podcast, and then that'll help people learn about your podcast coming up.
So lovely, Lynn.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So appreciate it. This has been a wonderful conversation.
Thank you.
Exactly the type of podcast I'd like to emulate.
Yay. Well, thanks again for being here, and thanks everyone for listening, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of The Eloquent Entrepreneur. Have a great rest of your day, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Thank you.